Good evening, everybody. We are the Kingdom over here. I want to discuss a small issue with you. Wherever you are, you made this video. Please pay attention to this. All right. First Kings chapter 19. You may start reading from verse 11 right there. Now, there is a small message that I want to discuss with you right there. What does the Bible tells us? The prophet was assigned to go and meet the Lord by the mountain. They, upon waiting, a great wind appeared and torn the mountains apart. And I so much believe the prophet thought the Lord was there within the wind. Unfortunately, the Lord was not there. Now, after the wind came also a great earthquake, and the prophet really suddenly assumed that the Lord could be there for the earthquake. But then the Lord was still not there. And then lately there came the fire. So now the prophet now expected the Lord to be coming with fire, but still the Lord was not there. Now, where is my point here? My point is sometimes the situations where we think that that's where we are going to meet God, the signs that we think that has God, they actually had nothing to do with God. We are to relax and we are to understand God in a spiritual manner, not in the manner that we take Him according to our own imagination. That so since God is a great God, a very big God, suppose whenever He comes here, whenever He appears, perhaps He's gonna appear on a great wind, or He's gonna appear in a form of fire, or in a great earthquake, or whatsoever that's so big, that is shocking, that such messages. I mean, a lot of things that people, they're always thinking that the Lord, when He has to come through. Something has to do with violence. Now, how about soft? How about something that is soft, that is cool? Because now, after all these things were told that now the prophet had been waiting. Now the prophet had been waiting that, okay, the Lord is going to appear right here on the wind, but there was no God on the wind. And then now, okay, fine. Now when the earthquake comes, and then now surely the prophet expected that, okay, now here is the earthquake. Therefore, the Lord must be with the earthquake. But then, still we see that the Lord was not there. Then what happens there? We see that the prophet now waits again, and then great fire comes. Then still the Lord was not there. Then now what happens is that, like, when we are expecting, when we are very much expecting with our own minds, the Lord is not where we are thinking with our minds. The Lord is not a carnal-minded being that we are. We are human beings who are sometimes carnally minded. We take things according to our own imagination. We forget that God is a great God, who is a spiritual God. He is a super being God. He is omnipresent. He is present everywhere. He is actually, he can change to anything at any time, at any given moment. So in this manner, we don't have to limit Him into all those violence acts that He's going to appear through violence. I mean, through earthquakes, winds, fire, and all that. No, He can actually come as calm as He did in this prophet. So, what's my message today as I am about to close the session? Sometimes we have there are situations where we are expecting some things in particular places. Where we have great expectations that here I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it right here. Where we are saying we are certain, that's where we fail in most cases. where we are so much certain, that's where we fail. And what happens when we fail? In most cases, we are disappointed by people that we even trust. Those are the people that makes us to fail. In many cases, we are saying about the situation that this one is definitely going to happen. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen according to our expectations. Now, we may try all this, try all that, try this, try that. But God has got His own plans. That's why in the book of Jeremiah, He says, "I know the plans that I have for you, the plans to prosper you and not to harm you." After all this destruction that you had gone through, there is still God who is going to bring peace unto your life. And when He brings peace, allow me to tell you something. He's going to bring peace with that person that you don't even remember. God needs people to work with you. Now, the people that He's going to send to you, you don't even expect them. In most cases, you don't even expect it. I know you've been disappointed by the family, you've been disappointed by the friends, you've been disappointed by everybody that you trusted the most. The very person that you trust the most is the person that will disappoint you. And let me remind you that even God Himself got disappointed by Lucifer, the greatest angel, the one who was a musician in heaven, is the one who challenged God. The one and only trusted angel disappointed God. Now, you must always be aware that something closer to you, somebody closer to you, human beings, it's only God who does not change. So, whenever we are here, that wherever you are expecting to get help, wherever you are expecting great things, don't be surprised when you don't find them, because God has got His own plan and He works His own ways, He works according to His plans. He doesn't work according to what we desire. So He has got His own plans. So we ought to understand He is God. What I'm simply saying to you, my brother, to my sister, my mother, my grandmother, my father, my grandfather, wherever you are, when you are with this video, know that God is always God and will never change, and He will always do anything to bless you. Whenever you are expecting Him, wherever you expect Him, He may not be there. But wherever you are, sometimes kind of like giving up, that's where He appears. I believe so much this prophet was about to give up, that the wind came, it passed. Now came also the earthquake passed, and then the fire, nothing, and the prophet was now giving up. And then came unexpected soft voice, the unbelievable, and like to the point that today's generation, I believe that somebody will not even have agreed that could have been God. They'll be like, no, that could not be God, because if he is God, then he has to appear in a violent manner. He has to appear in that kind of a manner that like will show that He's God. But then God can appear in any form. He is God.